Here I am in your vacuole, both inside of the cell. Yes, it makes up all life, all of the time. You and me have organelles to see, so just look around. You and me have mitochondria to feed, don't have a frown. The organelles in me, the organelles in you, we got the nucleus to ourselves. You and me have the cell to see, so come on down. This is the cell life. We got the cell life. Zach, wake up.
Whoa, Cody! No running in my cell.
What cell?
I wasn't running.
What do you mean by what's a cell?
I don't know. What's a cell?
Wait, you guys have been living here in the animal for years with your mother. She works for me. The animal cell.
You're calling my mother an animal?
That's rude.
Listen, I have much more troubling things to be attending to than dealing with a bunch of troublesome cytoplasm running around throughout my cell. So if you'll excuse me, I have to go attend to a breach with the phosphoric heads in the cell membrane. So, see you later.
What are phosphoric heads?
Mosby, what are phosphoric heads?
What?
What are phosphoric heads?
Cody, you of all people should know this. Phosphoric heads on the part of the cell membrane, you know, the breach in them, semi-permeable, they bring in molecules, certain molecules to come in, the channel proteins, that bring in parts of the...
No, I don't get it.
But, Cody,
I get it.
No, you don't.
Shut up. You
Hey,
never get anything. You're
I'm
the
smarter
dumb
than
one.
you.
You're the dumb one.
Shut up, kids. All I'm trying to say is, there's a breach up in the cell, phosphoric heads have been broken off, things are coming in the cell like crazy, the channel proteins are no longer working, and I have been put up to the task of fixing it. So if you will help me just please get this raise and finally be able to prove myself, that would be fantastic. Once again, kids, just so you don't have to ask me any more questions. The cell membrane, made up of a bunch of phosphoric heads, little hydrophobic tails on top of those hydrophilic heads. It's semi-permeable. It brings in parts through it, but not really big parts because those carbohydrates bond to proteins outside of the cell, which in this case...
Hey Zach, I don't think we're in the Tipton anymore. Based on what Mr. Mosby said, I think we're in an animal cell. Just think about it. With the hydrophilic heads and the hydrophobic tails all making up the cell membrane, and I've read in my biology class that there's channel proteins that carry out large substances out of the cell.
Yeah, didn't he say something about how proteins have carbohydrates on the outside signaling other cells? So basically we're in the analogy of a cell.
Yeah.
Arwen, where are we?
Who?
Arwen, you.
I'm sorry, I don't know who you two are. I'm certainly not Arwen. I'm a lysosome.
I'm Zach.
I'm Cody. Well, you're both cytoplasms.
That's what Mr. Mosby said.
Well, okay. Hold on. Let me clear up some confusion here. You think that I'm Arwen. What part of the cell is called Arwen?
You.
Well, I'm sorry, but boys, I have a lot to get done today. So if you'll excuse me, I have to just empty out this vacuum. Thanks.
Everything in this hotel is changing, Cody. Even Arwen, he thinks he's a lysosome digesting things in the vacuole now. He's a janitor.
I mean, I guess that makes sense in an analogy.
Hey look, nobody's over there. Let's go over there.
Wait, no, I don't think that's a good idea.
Why?
Because it's all lonely and we don't know whose it is.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Hey Zach, look. This looks like a model of the cell membrane. The kind that Mr. Mosby was talking about. And this looks like the cell. If this is the cell, then that means we're here, in the nucleus.
What's the nucleus?
The nucleus holds genetic material in ribosomes in order to make proteins.
Makes sense.
Hey, what are you guys doing here? You're not supposed to be here.
Hey, Esteban.
Can you help us?
Well, you're not supposed to be here, so maybe you guys should leave or something, but yeah.
What do you mean, Esteban? Come on, just
I'm
help us out.
I'm not Esteban. I'm a ribosome working in the endoplasmic reticulum.
sense.
Endoplasmic reticulum? What the heck is going on?
I don't know.
An endoplasmic reticulum is an organelle in a wave-like manner around the cell. The smooth ER makes the lipids and detoxifies the cell, and then the rough ER makes the proteins.
But you're not the endoplasmic reticulum, so what's your function?
I'm a ribosome. I make the proteins inside the endoplasmic reticulum.
Even though you're not Esteban, can you still help us?
Fine, I don't like this job anyways. I'll take you on a tour around the cell.
Sweet. Now, before I delete a few things.
Ah, Cody, my favorite part of the cell, the Golgi apparatus. Packing up the lysosomes and other structures, ready and off to go.
That makes no sense, because the Golgi apparatus is supposed to be flat and membranous sacs, not a countertop.
Off to another part of the cell. Hey look, it's the mitochondria.
Hey, how can I help you today?
This isn't the mitochondria. If it's the mitochondria, it has to be made of different cell membranes. The inner cell, the outer cell, and the cristae.
Well, here at the cell membrane, we mainly function to just turn food into ATP energy to keep the cell running. But I have no idea what you're talking about, sir.
This should be I thought this was the lobby check-in.
Sorry, sir, I have no idea what you're talking about. But if you need any energy, I'm happy to supply you with some. We are the powerhouse of the cell, after all.
New part of the cell. Here's another organelle close to the nucleus, the centriole.
These aren't centrioles. These are just laptops. A centriole is made up of microtubules.
Yeah, the centriole creates the spindle fibers for cell division.
So basically, these two laptops are for the transaction between Tipton and other hotels.
Boys, stop where you are. Okay, first of all, what have you been doing today? Not only has the nucleus been disrupted, the RNA has been deleted from my nucleus, my centrioles have been disrupted, and you've been causing chaos and general anarchy around my whole entire cell. Do you have any explanation for yourselves, boys?
Sorry, Mr. Mosby.
Did you know you're selling a cell?
You boys better be ready for when I tell your mother.
We got the cell life.